Here, so we have here some NCAA softball scores and an update. Here we have a little bit of program news of college softball games. So here we are. So we have number 9 LSU leads the right team Mississippi State 5-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Penn State leads Iowa 3-1. In Big North, in the meet, Delaware State 2-1 over South Carolina State. In the top of the fourth, Georgia Tech 7-0 over California through 3 complete. 8-1 Tennessee Tech all over Tennessee State in the Ohio Valley tournament. Drake 8-1 over Murray State. Scrambling in 6 Southern, still rain delay. There was a bit long rain delay. There was a short rain delay last night. This one, tournament. And today there's one as well in the opening game. Sacred Heart and Kinesis scoreless in the Metro Catholic Carrots tournament opening round. Even the winner plays later in the day. Purdue following up 1-0 in North Kentucky the second. UMass William scores after 3 or in the bottom of the third. Butler Cream 2 top of the second. And Swingbrook got 2 in there in the top of the first. Campbell scores going up to bat. There were 2 errors, the first one Campbell. And Swingbrook capitalized on the tours. Akron and Ball State scores. Ball State's turned the bat in the first time to bat in the first. And George Washington's first time to bat in the bottom of the first scores. And then starting up at noon Eastern, East Tennessee State, Western Carolina, or 1 Eastern, noon Central, 1 Eastern, is 11 a.m. Mountain, 10 Pacific. We have East Tennessee State, Western Carolina, in SoCon tournament, WAC tournament, the first round game, UT and Free Baptist, and Memphis UAB, and then Sam Houston at Jacksonville State. Again, right Conference USA, so the SoCon continues their second game of the tournament, the WAC starting of their tournament. The first round is actually where the top 2 seeds got by the semis, 3 and 4 got by the quarters, 5 and 6 got by the first round, or the second, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 have to play in the first round. That's the 7-10 match. Memphis UAB and Sam Houston Jacksonville State. And the Conference USA tournament getting underway as well. And then we have some more games going on throughout the day. We also have a resumption of a suspended game. Here, it will be. They're actually resuming that one right now. Northern Colorado 7-4 over Portland State in the Big Sky softball tournament. And Big Sky softball championship. It could be also, some used to call them tournament, some call it championship. But they're used like interchangeably though. It's just official purposes, who knows? Depends what they call. We have Ryder leading Quinnipiac 1-0. Or we Quinnipiac 1-0 in the 7 seed versus 6 seed matchup. As Ryder was a 6, Quinnipiac was a 7. Mercer beats Furman with a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th to take that one 11-7. And Tulsa takes a 1-0 win over UTSA. And in the 7th right there, 4 Rivers homer, 4 RBI. So that is a grand slam, walk-off grand slam. And then, yeah, so we have some other games going on. We will talk a little bit, should resume the suspended game. game. Because that was not even the first game of the tournament, they couldn't even get that in. So I'll show you that one as well. Actually, why don't we go to that one right now? The suspended game. It's actually what's a suspended game. For senior and grow game one continuation. We will go to continuation when it resumes play. Resumes. And it will resume play right there. And that is a continuation of game one. The first game of the tournament in the Big Sky Championships. In the Class of Championship, Big Class of Tournament. First, this is the opening game. So we will see how it goes. That one. Why don't we check back in on that one? The Big Sky opening. Because it is already in the 5th. And you'll be like, this is your first look at it. And you're like, huh? But yeah, it was your first look at it. And it's also not like they can say, well, hey, you know, like when team's leading, two, and they just call off. No, they couldn't. They couldn't do that, you know why? Because it's actually tied 4-4. When it was suspended, it was actually tied. So they couldn't say, well, one team's leading. Well, you're the winner then. We played to, say 4 complete innings. And it was 4-4. Or it was, say 5-4. Oh, I can't. I think technically, though, it has to be through 5, though. Because the run rule, it would have to be through 4.5 or 5 innings. I think more technically, but so we weren't even at that run rule part. Normal when you get run rules. When you get run rules in softball. So yeah, they couldn't officially call it off, which NCAA was suspended. So yeah. And the Northern Colorado Bears against the Vikings. Down 3 to Northern Colorado Bears. So, but the Portland State Vikings are threatening a little bit. A little bit of a threat though.
coming into today's game.
No, maybe they're not.
Good swing and miss on that outside corner by Wilby. That good curveball.
It's just kind of like a cold and like windy day in Colorado because you got the elevation in Colorado. Like you got the mountain ranges and you got that little bit higher. You got that high elevation in Colorado. So it's kind of hard, to say that like you can see the Golden State players wearing the jacket rather than North players. Like you can see, like especially the Portland State players, you can see them not wearing their jackets and their coats and all that stuff, and that's why.
2 quick hits in the first 3 batters of the game.
In this one we have 2 outs for California's choice. Huh? Georgia Tech needs 1 out without scoring a run. Or Georgia Tech needs to get out without California scoring a run. California needs to score a run on this. Looking out.
Outside, Cal would at least love a base runner to extend this inning. With Bell and her power bat on deck. Taken all the way, and it's a strike. Anders doubled in the first, grounded out her last time up, 1 for 2 today. That's ball 4. Still hope for the Golden Bears. There's a base runner for Tiana Bell. Exactly who they want at the plate in this moment.
Yeah, with her power and her ability to drive the ball deep, 15 home runs so far on the season. She, with 1 swing, could extend this game.
It would make it a very different game in a hurry. That's a little high ball 1. She's flied to right and been hit by a pitch so far today. Bell, good hack, got under it and fouls it back.
Just so balanced in her swing. Really gets a lot of power from her backside. See that a lot from extra base hitters. Really can cover both sides of the plate.
Pickoff, and the game ends on a pickoff at first base. Hunter to Leshber, and it ends the inning.
And that is an out. And they did in the pickoff. There's a pickoff at trying to steal second. Thought they could, but instead, it's too far out, and that is the game. California. The California Golden Bears or the California Gold Bears lose on that, I should say. Number 9, LSU all over Mississippi State and rating Mississippi State 5-0. Penn State under 500, won a game under 500, winning the tournament. Probably won't even make the NCAA. Obviously, wouldn't make the NCAA tournament. Probably not. Well, you can see some of these games. Hold on. We'll clear out a bunch of these games. One on right now. And the next game of the AC tournament at 1-3 Eastern in Chestnut Hill, Boston College. Boston College is hosting the tournament. And it's just crazy. The number 17 ranked team Stanford is playing the first tournament and it gets up for 5. Like, especially the SEC. Like, ranked teams in the first day. Like, not just when that's how you know. So these conferences are stacked. But let's. I don't know. We'll see if we'll bring in Drake. See if Drake on their side. See if Drake can go into the Tech. Let's actually bring in Let's actually go to Penn State or let's go to suspended. Yeah, let's actually go to suspended resumption. Suspended Portland State, Northern Colorado. Let's actually go with that one. First pitch for the second game of the tournament is at 12:30 Mountain and it's played at Northern Colorado University. So, and I know the Big Sky does it to where, like, if you host the tournament, if like you were the number 1 seed, you were in the right for next seed. Like whoever the number 1 seed was in the Big Sky tournament this season, they actually earn the right to host the 2026 Big Sky Supplementary Championship. So, and out number 3. I think I say that's an out review. Yeah, I think they are.
UNC's going to do a challenge review, and as Aaron said, each team gets 2 reviews, so now they're each using their first.
And the first base coach, Coach Martinez, was pretty adamant that she didn't get it. She told Coach B right away, go to that review. You can see here she's up, but I think she might have gotten a slight toe on it. I guess we'll see what the umpires come back with. I'm glad that, though, the throw was a little off, and that can be such a scary moment so many times when that throw is a little bit off and the runner's coming down the line. I'm glad that they were able to avoid each other and avoid contact, because so many times they run into each other, and it's a scary moment for both players.
You see the umpires go into the tent to look at the replay again, and you're right. And as the first baseman, I mean, quite the adjustment. You know, you're trying to stretch, so you're putting one leg back to stretch, and then when you're off the bag, you have to completely adjust. And she had to do a little dance. And we'll take a look here again.
Very impressive, though, that the pitcher was able to have that quick reaction, field that ball. Throw was a little off. It's a tough throw, but Ala did a good job holding on to it, not letting it go back, and then shifting her foot placement to the outside part of the bag versus that in-play side.
Yeah, and Ala, it's so hard to see from that angle that you saw the foot going back. The only thing is you don't know is did it slide into the edge of the bag?
It's almost like the bag was a little blocking our angle from that. But the umpires, they do have different angles. They've got one's on top of both dugouts, one over the press box, and one in the outfield. So they might have a better angle than where our cameras are at.
Yeah, a little different than the views that we see here to help them make that decision. Well, Portland State comes in with a 5-9 conference record. as the number 5 seed, and UNC comes in with a 7-7 and a 2-game win streak, the number 4 seed, and this is actually a rematch of last year's championship. And Aaron, when you were pitching last year, what do you remember about the Vikings that propelled the Bears past them in the tournament to go on and win it and punch a ticket to the NCAA tournament? That you see today, they lost some strong. They graduated some strong players, but they seem to manage to put together a strong team.
They definitely have, and they've always stayed true to their values, and they're playing strong, and they're celebrating all the little wins, and they're generating energy. They're not just letting it come to them. They're doing the work to fire their dugout up, get the hits, the timely hits, and the thing I remember the most is both those games were over 10 innings, so a lot of softball that day. We'll see what the umpires have to say about that play.
And the play will stand. So both sides have won their first challenge, and UNC, or actually did not win their challenge, I should say, as the play stood for Portland State. It stands for Northern Colorado, and that means 3 outs. So now we will head.
Close, low-scoring games, particularly.
And now is the Metro League Catholic Conference. Okay, let's see what's
Really excited to hear that he just got a shout out. Not at the wrong time, my guy.
That's actually Brandon's name. Let's actually see. Okay, so Drake is in their turn on the 6th. Let's see if Drake can get a 1. Let's see if Drake can get a run. 1 run for Drake will give them the win. Any run rule. And they have a runner on 3rd and a runner on 1st.
Who's 1 for 3 with a double. She's also fouled out to first, flown to left. Graber delivers outside.
And just a piece of situational hitting here to try to push that run across, looking to try to go to the right side. They're going to bring the infield in, looking for a play at the plate.
It's outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Coach Amundsen out there with that meeting in the circle, talking about strategy with the runners on the corners and how they wanted to handle things.
Graber's 2-0, taking all the way. Koenig takes the strike, it's 2-1. Graber consults the wristband. And here comes their 2-1 pitch. Headside, and it's 3-1.
I think Koenig can be very selective.
If Schrader comes home, it would be the 8-run rule in effect, and this ball game would become history. Graber trying to prevent that. And she hits the corner with a strike. Count goes full to Koenig with nobody out and runners at first and third.
And if you can get a pitch that you can handle and lift to the outfield, that would certainly send Schrader home.
Payoff pitch on the way, lifted to right field. Caught there by Lackey, tagging up, trying to score, and being thrown out at the plate is Schrader. Nice throw from Aaron Lackey.
What a great throw out from right field. Right fielder. It's kind of in shallow right. It's kind of in shallow right though. I wasn't in I was in shallow right though. I wasn't in deep right. It's kind of in kind of had a That was in deep zone right field. So now trying to be aggressive now. Take some hacks of it. Now that there's 2 outs now.
I think all the pitchers that have been brought in for Murray State have done a good job of keeping the Bulldogs in check.
This pitch ripped foul on a play down the left field line. Those of you unfamiliar with exactly where this Ron Buell Field is located, just north of the main campus at Drake University. Pitch is outside.
Good pitch on an 0-2 count.
And it makes it 1-2. Right with an 8-1 lead. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Backing the shortstop, trying to make the play. And she's able to hang on for the out. There was a great effort that time by the shortstop, Parker Holcomb. Her back to the infield, a little bit slow getting up and a little bit gimpy getting up.
For the right fielder. Or fielders in the shortstop. Kind of in that area. And Rick will go in 7th inning.